So how can you maximize your libido before you even start TRT? Is there anything you can do, or are you just kind of stuck waiting for testosterone replacement? So, there are some men, or quite a few men, that, you push really hard, you're running really hard, you're working really hard, you're going to the gym nearly every single day, you feel like you've got no testosterone, you feel like you've got no libido, you feel like you're not waking up with morning erections, and you probably aren't. Because if you're pushing so hard, daily stresses and the training and you're dieting and you're trying to get that perfect Instagram body, you might not have that great of a libido, and you might actually be suppressing your testosterone levels. So what can you do to improve your libido? Have you ever noticed, I've got friends and myself, if you've gone on holiday and you're in the sun and you're relaxed and you feel really good, and even after a nice, maybe 10-15 minutes in the sun, and you go back into your room, you might feel a little bit randy, a little bit horny, you might feel a little bit of that surge in libido. But part of it is due to the sunlight affecting your skin through the melanocortin system, so that triggers dopamine to flood your brain to improve your libido. And this is shown that in some studies on peptides, there's a peptide called bremelanotide, PT141, same thing with a peptide called melanotan 2, which we don't recommend because it can cause freckles to come out. But these are medications that mimic your MSH system, your melanocyte system. So the sun hits your skin, it activates melanin. The melanin also affects the brain, and there's a hormone that's released that affects the brain, which is affecting your libido. And it also affects your quality of your erection. So again, assuming you don't have low testosterone, this could explain why when you go on holiday, you get a bit of sun, you feel a little bit more in the mood. And we can see this when it's replicated by using these peptides. You inject these peptides, they can increase melanocortin system, and you feel pretty much in the mood. Sometimes it doesn't happen straight away, and that's why they haven't really taken off. Sometimes you have to time it, 4 to 6 hours before sexual activity. But we do know they're FDA approved under the drug name Vyleesi, PT141 or bremelanotide, for low sexual disorder in women, and they have also been tested in men. They just never brought them to men under that license, at least in the USA. So that's one of the things to keep in mind, that if you are a man that has low testosterone, that you want to naturally improve your levels, get some sunlight. Also, just get relaxed. When you're on holiday, you're probably not thinking about work, you're not checking emails, you're probably getting a bit more sleep, you might be even having a lie-in, sleeping a little bit longer than you normally would. You're going to be recovered, you're going to be restored, you might not do the gym as much, you might be eating richer foods that you've enjoyed. All that can contribute to having a healthy libido. Obviously, day in and day out, it might not be great for your waistline, but keep in mind that, the constant push of daily life, can drain your energy. And even if you're on testosterone treatment and you have optimal testosterone levels and you're full of stress, high cortisol, not enough sleep, that's going to affect your libido as well. So whilst there are helpers, with this video we're talking about natural ways to improve your libido. One of them is to, again, get rid of the stress, back off a little bit from the exercise, don't be overtraining, because that's what we're talking about here, is overtraining. Making sure you have enough calories and getting sunlight can all help in naturally improving your libido. So there may be other ways. If you found other ways, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. But that's kind of my take on, sometimes we can overdo it, kill our libido, and perhaps you can naturally get it back by just taking that break, getting sunshine, and just being relaxed. But there may be a medical condition and a reason why you're not feeling that libido. It's a very complex area. It's not like, testosterone, I'm going to have libido. Everyone's a bit different. Many times it does improve that libido over time, and that's where Balance My Hormones and our team of doctors can help men and women who are experiencing issues with libido try to get that libido back. But it is complex, and it takes some patience, and very much a mental game as well. But the hormones do drive it, as well as all the basics of sleep, proper exercise, we're not overdoing it, proper diet, and proper relaxation. Okay, so I talked about some of the more behavioral things that one could do to naturally boost their libido, or at least boost their libido without testosterone. Let's talk about some of the substances you can look at, or the supplements you can look at, that may boost your libido. Now, the topic of the video was, can we naturally boost libido? And I tried to lay out some natural things you can do through behavior, the getting sunlight, some which is kind of natural, you don't have to purchase a machine for that necessarily, getting enough sleep, being relaxed, going on holiday. There are other modalities, other types of things you can do that might boost it. I mean, some find that improving your general health and wellness, so anything from hyperbaric oxygen has been shown to actually help increase your telomere length, which may indirectly boost your libido. Something else might be red light therapy may help some men report feeling and women report feeling a bit more libido from red light therapy. Are there substances you can take? Well, of course there are medications. There are medications that they can boost your libido. Anything that enhances dopamine can usually boost libido. Some people take medications for attention deficit disorder that are increasing dopamine in the synapses of the brain before it gets taken back and recycled. That may improve libido. There are some supplements that may modulate, they call adaptogens, that may modulate your libido. I'm not personally a big fan of herbal supplements. Some will try ashwagandha. Me personally, I don't do well with them because you just don't know which way they're going to go. Other people swear by things like ashwagandha that helps your body adapt to stress and may improve libido. Others have tried tribulus terrestris, which not only boosts maybe LH and then indirectly testosterone, that may also help boost your libido. You really don't know, and with some of the herbs you've got to be careful of, because depending on the source they may have heavy metals or may actually cause some problems. So it's really hard to source legitimate types of herbs. There are some another herbal one that's quite popular that may have to do with dopamine would be like a ginkgo biloba. There are some other substances that may or may not help libido that aren't herbal, but they're supplements. Things like CDP-choline. There's another supplement called uridine. Uridine is known to help sensitize the dopamine receptors in the brain. This is one of these over-the-counter, almost nootropics that may help. Ginkgo biloba, again, kind of coming from a plant or a herb, it's hit or miss. It may thin the blood too much in some people, so if you're on a blood thinner, ginkgo biloba isn't always the best option, but it can help some people. Maca is another one. Maca root may help. So another supplement that people used to take was called horny goat weed. I don't remember the actual plant name. Again, these are herbal ones. I'm personally not a big fan of them. Korean ginseng was another one, or some of the ginsengs were energizing and may improve your dopamine, may improve libido. The tongkat alley is an interesting one. So tongkat alley used to be considered a herb or supplement, or it had certain molecular structure that would help lower prolactin and boost dopamine. So some people swore by that. I think another a supplement to be careful of, but that may help boost libido in some men, would be something like P5P. P5P is an interesting one because it's a form of B6. You've got to be careful that you don't take too much of it, because some people can get a neuropathy, but the P5P format should not cause that as much, but I wouldn't take it every day. Along with NAC, N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine may help boost dopamine in the brain, amongst other things, which can help improve your libido. I think anywhere from 600 to 900 milligrams if you take NAC. You might not want to take it all the time, but maybe take it for a few days. It may enhance your dopamine. Again, all this is provided that you're not deficient in testosterone or deficient in estradiol. It may help naturally improve your dopamine, which will improve your libido, which is kind of the plan. So I would say those are the natural options. I mean, the other part of libido that happens indirectly would be improving the blood flow to the sex organs, may cause a cascade effect that may help the brain recognize that and then trigger its own dopamine to help. But in general, beetroot and making sure your blood pressure is under control can help, at least with the mechanical and vascular part of the drive. So again, my takeaway is, I think certain supplements, anything that boosts dopamine, from NAC to P5P to uridine, and possibly CDP-choline. The caution, if you're prone to anxiety, it may, if you take too many of those, may increase anxiety, which then you're not going to have much of a libido, but some of those may help. More of the herbal ones, if you can really trust the source of your herbal product. We offer at the Hormonist through Pure Encapsulations, is a very well trusted, doctor sourced supplement. We do have ashwagandha available, and it will soon be on our website at thehormonist.com, and that's something to consider if you don't have a kind of negative reaction to ashwagandha. But overall, that's one way to look at it. Another thing to consider if you've got low libido, and finally is more of a behavioral concept, is if you are addicted to porn, sometimes constantly, fapping, I guess, you may desensitize yourself to the real deal, or your libido won't be as great. So giving it a couple of days off before may help re-energize and recharge your libido, again, assuming you have normal testosterone levels. So again, I hope you found this video helpful, and if all else fails, and if you're not sure where your testosterone levels are, you can always order a blood test to balance my hormones if you're based in the UK, and also in Spain we have a blood testing service to help you in Spain to see where your hormone levels are, and we can try to help see if testosterone is one of the causes of you having low libido. So yeah, these are kind of overall the summary. Again, best to do something naturally if you can, but if there is a medical condition, then that needs to be considered, especially low testosterone, because it's not just the libido, it's your overall health and wellness that we're talking about here, and getting to grips with it will help you in the long run. So if you enjoy content like this, please hit the like button, subscribe, and the notifications so when new videos come out that you can be part of our community. And do leave comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say, and we respond to comments that you have. Until next time, to your health, to your wellness, and to your libido.